Hey guys, and welcome back for another video. Today we are going to do something a little different. We're going to do an upcycle project with a little denim jacket. Now, upcycling your old clothing is not a new trend and has been around for a very long time. But there's a right way to do it and then a not so right way to do it. So I'm going to be showing you how to do it the right way, the professional way, but still a very beginner way so that you get a beautiful product. You don't waste any of those beautiful clothes that you've been holding on to for a very long time, but you're still going to end up with a really pretty product. In this video, I'm going to be taking this adorable little Oshkosh denim jacket and I'm going to be putting a really cute decal on the back using an old t-shirt. Now, denim jackets are a dime a dozen, but personalized ones, those ones are much more harder to find. So if you have a little Mario kid like I do, you can take some of their old t-shirts that they grew out of, take that favorite little decal off the front, and then add it to some fun new clothing so they can keep it longer and be able to have more use out of it. So I hope that you stick around for this really fun series where we go through a bunch of different types of garments and upcycling projects. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And I have also opened up the membership area of my YouTube channel as well. So if you're interested in getting more perks, special emojis, or even having early access to videos, you can click the join button, which is below this video. So grab your favorite denim jacket and an adorable little shirt, and let's see what we can create. So we're just gonna go over some of the things that you might want to have on hand when you're creating a project like this. You really don't need very much. So if you're a beginner sewist, then that is okay. Just make sure you have a sewing machine, a new needle. I like to have a really good ironing board and iron on hand. We want to be able to press our decal nice and flat so that we can make sure that we sew it on perfectly and smoothly. Now I'm going to be using interfacing, and if you don't know what interfacing is, it's basically a product that you're going to iron onto the back. It has glue on one side, and this is going to help to make it so that the fabric doesn't stretch. We know it's a t-shirt and it's a knit fabric, but we don't want it to stretch when we're sewing it. So I'm going to be using a piece of this. You can get this at your local sewing or fabric store, so just ask for medium weight interfacing, and if you want to explain what you're doing, they will be happy to help you and assist you with the perfect product for your needs. But I will have a link in the description box down below for all the products I use so that you can use the correct one. But if not, like I said, just ask at your fabric store. You might also want to use glue sticks. Now I have this one, which is a basting glue stick. It is meant for fabric, but you can also use a Crayola or any type of school glue stick. This will help to be able to adhere it onto the jacket so that it doesn't shift around. Now, of course, you are going to want to use pins to be able to place your design. But like I said, if you're using glue, you might not need the pins, so we're just gonna see how this goes. So I have this adorable Oshkosh denim jacket. I got this at the thrift store for only $4, which is a great place to start if you don't want to dig into your own clothes, just in case you make any mistakes. Going over to the thrift store, you won't feel bad if you screw it up. I also like the fact that I can open it up, so I'm able to easily sew on the back and the front if you wish to. Now I have this adorable little Donkey Kong t-shirt, and I love how it has a really good outline, a nice thick outline. So I'll be able to cut this out as though it's like a coloring page and be able to sew this onto the back of my shirt. But we're going to need to prep this very well so that we can make sure that the sewing process goes smoothly. Now the thing is that we're working with a woven material. So the denim is a non-stretch. This one has a little bit of stretch, but typically denim doesn't have stretch. Now this is a stretchy shirt. It is made out of a cotton lycra fabric. So when you're putting knits and wovens together, things kind of tend to shift around a lot, and so that's why we want to be able to prep this really well. And this is what a lot of people end up skipping, and then they have a hard time sewing it onto their jackets, and then there ends up being puckers. So we're going to go through the steps to be able to prep this and make this a really beautiful end product. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut our shirt apart, at the seams because we don't want to start digging into this yet before we have prepped this fabric. So I'm going to grab some really good scissors and we're just going to cut a square. And this is just going to make it a lot easier to work with. Okay, so we have our t-shirt cut up so we can remove the back. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to press this on our ironing board. Now, if you do have a design that you're worried about it burning or melting, feel free to put a sort of damp cloth or towel on top, and then that will just help to preserve your design because this is a little bit sticky. I am going to do it from the back as well. This is just a t-shirt from Walmart. We just want to make it as flat as we can get it. And then we can put our interfacing onto the back. So making sure that we have the glue side down. We want to make sure that it is going to be all around our design. So I can see it on the other side there. So I have plenty of interfacing, and I'm just going to go ahead and use a hot dry iron, and this is going to adhere the interfacing onto the back. This is also going to help when cutting out our design because it's giving the fabric a little bit more substance to be able to cut it out, kind of like turning it into like a cardboard or a paper backing. But honestly, this interfacing is quite inexpensive, and it's always good to have it on hand, especially when you're doing projects like this. So I'm just pressing from both sides to make sure that I have it all around the whole area. Now we're going to take our scissors and we're going to start to cut our design. Make sure that it is fully cooled down, but you can see that it's sort of created more substance, and you don't want to stretch this because it can't be stretched now that we have that interfacing on. Okay, so we're just going to take our time. I'm just going to take the bulk off first, and we will carefully cut out our design. And if I keep the majority of that black border, I can use black thread and it'll be virtually seamless. I'm going to go ahead and speed this up now. Okay, so I am done cutting out my Donkey Kong image, and I even cut out the little spot in between there, just so that you could see the denim coming through this. I think it's great. So like I said, we have that black border all around, which is going to be great for when we go and sew it. So now I'm going to prepare my jacket, and there's really not much you need to do with that. I'm going to use my little ironing board here just to give myself a really good structure to be able to hold this in place. And then you want to iron if it needs it. If you have a very wrinkly coat or sweater or whatever you're applying this to. And then we're going to place our Donkey Kong onto the back where you want it to go. Now, because there's no real center, I'm just gonna put it where I like it. And this is where you can go and get your glue stick. And now that I have it placed, I'm just going to go ahead and put some glue, and then I'll press that down. And if you're using school glue, you might want to hit it with your iron. That'll help the glue to adhere better. This is just going to make it a lot easier when we go to sew it. Now again, if you don't have glue, you can use pins, but just be aware that, you know, if you have a decal, putting pins in it could disturb the decal and leave little puncture holes. So if it's just a knit fabric, then it should be fine, but something like this, I don't necessarily want to put little pinholes all around it because they might stay. So I have everything basted on, should be on good, and now we can go and sew it with our sewing machine. So first we're going to talk about stitches. Now you can use a straight stitch or you can use a zigzag stitch. I'm going to use a zigzag stitch, which looks like that right there. But if you want to use a straight stitch, you can add a little bit more of a shabby or chicness to it. With the zigzag, we're going to be going on the fabric and off the fabric. And I'll show you once I'm actually doing it. But these are the two stitches that I probably would recommend. Or you could go with something like a blanket stitch, where you would be sewing off the edge and then every so often one stitch would go into the knit fabric or your decal. So that one kind of looks like this, or something like those ones here. But we're just going to stick with simple and we're going to do a regular zigzag. So I've already tested it out on some fabric to make sure that the width of my zigzag is to my liking. Now, because I'm using denim, you might want to put in a stronger needle. So you can go to the store and get something called a denim needle, especially when we go over these thicker portions here. If you're not going over the thicker ones, you're probably going to be okay. But when you're going over these bulky seams, it can get a little tough. So I'm just going to start somewhere on my design, and then I'm going to start to sew. Now, because this is a project that you can do whatever you want with, if you want to be able to see that zigzag visible, then you can use a contrasting thread. But if you don't want to, then we're just going to stick right along the side against that black border. And every so often, if you're not able to, you can lift your foot, change the position of your fabric with the needle in, and then put it back down again. And you're going to be doing this a lot because there's a lot of different angles and things. But it's okay if you do see your zigzags. I don't mind. And people are not going to notice it. But as you can see, my decal is not shifting around. It's not stretching. I'm having absolutely no issues being able to sew this on. And it's all because we prepped our fabric in the right way. That is the most important thing. Now, if you did a straight stitch, you could make it so that there's just a little bit kind of lifting, and that would add a little bit more of a shabbier chic look. With doing the zigzag, it's making it so that my decal is perfectly flat against the denim. So again, it's really whatever style you're going for. Now I'm going to stop here and I'm going to go ahead and keep sewing because it's going to take a minute. All right, and we're done. How adorable is this? A custom made jacket for the little boy who loves Nintendo or Donkey Kong. I think it turned out so well that I think it kind of looks almost like you could have bought it at a store. I even went one step further and I went ahead and added the font because it was a nice chunky font. I thought it would be really easy to sew it on, and turns out it was, especially when you're, basting it on with that glue. It does not move or budge, and it's just perfect. So I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. If you do give it a try, I would love to see your finished product. So come over to my social media, which will be all linked down below. And of course, tag me in a photo or a reel. I would love to see what you come up with. I hope that you stick around and check out the next videos, which will be some more upcycle projects. And of course, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.